Let's go to our earlier story now, where Ghana continues to record an increase in bipolar cases. In 2022, the country recorded 1,759 cases. This figure is 90 cases more compared to that of the previous year, 2021, which was pegged at 1,669. Now, according to the Mental Health Authority, increasing cases are resulting from the increasing causative factors over the years. As the world marks Bipolar Awareness Day today, the Mental Health Authority is appealing to all stakeholders to invest more in mental health care to be able to check the condition. So what are these causative factors and what is needed to reverse the trend? A clinical psychologist and lecturer at Legon, Dr. Jonathan Odame, joins us live with more. Good morning, Doc, and thank you so much for your time.
Good morning.
Now, let's start off by understanding what bipolar is. Like, how would you describe the condition to the layman?
Thank you very much. Bipolar is a mental health condition that affects a person's mood. And the disease has two presentations. There is depression and there's also the manic or the mania. And the depressive symptoms may include a feeling of hopelessness, worthlessness, sleeping difficulties, and lack of energy. While the manic phase or the mania episode is a situation where the person would have an elevated mood, the person will feel so much important about him or herself, or the person has full energy and has a lot of grandiose ideas.
Okay, so as someone from the outside who's looking at someone who has bipolar, how can I tell that they're suffering from bipolar? Maybe today they're just really excited, but tomorrow they will have a bad day and they're just sad because something happened. So how can I tell that someone is suffering from bipolar?
Okay, thank you very much. Most of the time, you realize that the person will be showing these symptoms. Within a period of 2 weeks, the person will be having symptoms of depression. At the same time, the person will be feeling that sense of manic episode. So you realize that the person will be having mood swings. At one point in time, the person is so excited, the person is so much happy, and at another point in time, the person is so sad. So that will be an indication that there's something probably going wrong in the person's life. Because, for instance, I met you in the morning, you were so happy, you were so joyous, you were all over the place, but in the evening, you are so sad. And it's like you want to commit suicide. So realize that there's some kind of mood swings on the person. And this is where you might notice that there's a problem on the person.
Okay, now to the causative factors, why are they increasing and not changing?
Okay, so a lot of things can cause bipolar disorders. A lot of factors may be responsible for that. Literature has indicated that oftentimes it could be genetic, where it could run in the family, or it could be certain environmental factors. Some people may also be going through all kinds of emotional disturbances like stress, anxieties, which may predispose the person to having this kind of bipolar disorder. Most of the time, the people that I attend to at the hospital, you realize that they may have a family history of bipolar. Either the father or the mother or an auntie had the episode in their life, and the person is also having that same experiences. So a lot of factors may cause the bipolar disorder, from genetic to social to psychological factors.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the current situation in regards to resources and logistics availability to health facilities and managers of the condition. How is that looking like?
Yeah, thanks so much. So as you rightly said, the cases of bipolar keeps on increasing in Ghana, and there is the need for us to create an awareness of the condition. So currently, you realize that in our teaching hospitals, in our government hospitals, we have clinical psychologists or we have psychiatric units there. So when you have anybody you think is having issues of bipolar, you can go to those outlets with the person, or the person himself, if the person thinks that he needs some form of intervention or treatment, may go to a facility and he or she will be attended to professionally.
Okay, as you mentioned earlier that, people suffering from bipolar are predisposed to suicide tendencies. Now, recently in Parliament, they have decriminalized attempted suicide offences. What do you make of this latest development?
Yeah, I believe that, you see, most of the time, it is the lack of knowledge that people have, and also some of the issues that people may be going through in life that they think that they can't bear, or it becomes unbearable for them. And I always say that suicide isn't an option. So there's a need for people to seek for help. If you have any friend or you know anyone who has attempted suicide, or even if yourself you are thinking of committing suicide, there's a need for you to instantly or immediately seek for professional help. And most of the time, literature has indicated that people who may commit suicide may be going through all kinds of depression and anxieties in their life. So there's a need for the awareness to be created. I believe if people are made aware of what causes suicide and even how to know the signs of suicidal behaviors, it will really help.
So you say like suicide is not the option, which I agree. But I mean, what happens to someone who has, you know, tried it? They have been to like therapist or psychologist, and they feel like this is their last resort. What do you have to say to them?
Oh, okay. I believe that at any point in time, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And if I say suicide is not an option, what I want to say is that whatever you are going through, you have to address the problem. Whatever the situation is, there's always hope. There's a statement that wherever there's a way or there's a will, there's a hope. So I believe that in as much as you want to commit suicide, you wouldn't solve the problem. Supposing you are going through marital issues in your life and you want to commit suicide, embarking on suicide wouldn't solve the problem. The issue will still be there. So I would say that there will be the need for people to always address their fears and to seek for proper advice and counseling. And I believe that success will be their story.
Okay. Doc, any last words as the world marks Bipolar Awareness Day today?
Yeah, thank you very much. So on this note, I would like to inform all of us that suicide is there, and also bipolar is a mental health condition. So we should create the awareness. As family members, we should know when people are exhibiting these symptoms, and even you yourself as an individual, if you are there and you realize that at one point in time you are happy, at one point in time you are sad, and these symptoms keeps on occurring in your life, please seek for professional help and you will be attended to.
Doc, thank you so much. That is Dr. Jonathan Odame. He is a clinical psychologist and lecturer at Legon, and we were talking about bipolar. And if you are out there and you are contemplating suicide, remember there's always light at the end of the tunnel. The sun will rise again, and we will smile once again. Let's do other.